The Beer Brothers is a comedy podcast where two dumb babies related by blood grew up and now review beers for you, the people. You can drink along if you'd like, but maybe don't do it in your car on the way to work. Drink responsibly. At home. In the dark.
Welcome to episode number 25. Holy shit. How do we get here? I don't know. I thought we would have given up a long time ago, but we did not. And so we're here. And today we have a very special guest with us, the one and only Tessa Johnson, who is a co-worker of Micah's and, singer, songwriter, whole, extraordinarily talented person that we're just
actress.
gluten sensitive, very fucking, almost celiac. You got to get in the mic.
Oopsies.
There it is.
I am not a pro here.
Not a pro, but we're excited to have you today.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Yeah, I hope you're ready.
No.
For anything
Indeed, I'm
that
not.
we throw at you. I'm Cody.
I'm Micah.
I'm Tessa.
This is the Beer Brothers. Let's go.
All right.
Okay. You good?
Cody came in real hot because he didn't even realize we were recording today because he's a human piece of trash.
Amateur.
All right. You're right. Okay.
Tessa came up with a song while you were on your way here. Do you want to sing it for him?
Yeah, let's go.
This is from Micah's point of view, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Why is my brother such a piece of shit? Yeah. Oh, why did he show up? You're messing me up. This is not a sing-along.
What? I thought we coordinated this.
No, we didn't coordinate. This is about you.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be rude about you.
No, I was singing with you.
You can't sing it. No, you can't. I'm going to have to start over now.
Okay, do it again.
Okay. Let me get back in the headspace. Why is my brother... Okay. Some art is not meant to be shared, and this is one of those moments. I can't share it.
I know,
I can't.
He's the worst.
Yeah, I'm pretty
The
terrible.
point of the song was just that you were a piece of shit. You showed up late, and you got beer that may have gluten in it.
Here's the problem, okay?
We had a whole verse
First
about,
of all,
like,
anyone
why
who's
do you
listening today, for episode 25, we are doing a gluten-free episode. So all beers today are quote-unquote gluten-free. So when I picked these out today, I actually went into the store. I said, hey, I do a podcast. We're doing beer. We're trying to do a gluten-free episode. Do you have any? And they're like, oh, everything in this section. And it's got like a little, gluten like symbol. It's like X, wheat, or whatever. I don't know. And so I thought it was gluten-free, and I'm sorry. If you shit yourself later, you're welcome.
So we have two. We have two beers. We have a gluten-reduced, two gluten-free... Sorry, let me restart that. We have two gluten-reduced beers and two gluten-free beers. The gluten-reduced beers use... they still use wheat grains, or grains that have gluten in them, and then they use an enzyme to remove that gluten, so it might have trace amounts of it. So people who have celiacs that cannot have gluten because they're allergic, they have to go to the hospital if they consume gluten. They should not have those beers. The other two are 100% gluten-free, and those are good to go.
Right.
Tessa, do you want to talk about your gluten sensitivity just a little bit and kind of how that works?
Yes.
With different
So there is celiac disease, and then there's gluten sensitivity. Celiac disease should not get gluten anywhere in contact with their body, even externally, and then definitely shouldn't ingest it because they will feel horrible and, like you said, have to go to the hospital. It's an actual allergy. Gluten sensitivity is just like if I eat gluten, I will shit myself. So that's kind of the distinction there. Can I eat it? Yes. Will I have an amazing amount of diarrhea? Yes. So do I eat it? No.
So is it like a weight loss plan? You're just like,
No.
sometimes I feel like cutting down a little.
That is a good point.
Eat some bread.
Who needs laxatives when you've got gluten?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Hey,
I could use
works.
it as a weight loss tactic, but I don't because it feels terrible.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
probably hurts.
Well,
Yeah.
then let's
it does.
go.
You get all sweaty. It's not good. In case anyone was wondering.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
drinking a cold drink and sweating profusely from not heat, just the reaction that drink has with my body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is from Glutenberg is the name of this company
My
here.
favorite
Creative.
city.
Yes, it's creative. All of their beers are 100% gluten-free. They do both alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages.
Wow.
They are out of Montreal, Quebec, in Canada, and this is their Gosa. They don't have an in-depth description like some people like to do, where they really get into how they came up with the beer, what the tasting notes might be. Their whole thing is, this is gluten-free. Here are the ingredients. It's very simple and straightforward. This is a 3.5% ABV. It is it has a 7 on the IBU scale. Let's see here. Yeah, the nose, or I guess like your tasting notes, are going to be lemon, lime, citrus, sea salt, and then the ingredients are water, millet, buckwheat, quinoa, lime, lemon, grapefruit, sea salt, hops, and yeast. So there you go.
Whole bunch of stuff.
Wow.
All right, so Tessa, as being someone who, have you had a gluten-free beer before?
Never in my
Okay.
life.
What do you think about it? You've had normal beer before, though, right?
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
Yes.
So, what do you think about this beer and its comparison to other normal beers that you've had in the past?
So I've never had a sour beer myself.
Okay.
So that was a little shocking for me. The beer that, like, I didn't drink a lot of beer prior to going gluten-free, but when I did, I appreciated it had just that like weedy flavor, and this just doesn't have that at all.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. It's like, but mostly I taste sour. That's my
Okay.
review.
Gotcha. Hey, that's a fine review. Cody, what do you think?
It tastes a lot like a Kolsch is what I get with this.
Kolsch.
Like a Kolsch with sour? Like
Yeah,
a
or
Kolsch
Gosa. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a Gosa, but I'm saying like the tart lemon, the lime, like it is very sour. So I'm on par with you that it tastes like a sour beer. Like it does. It's not bad, but it's also, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the gluten actually adds any flavor. You know what I mean? Like that's a big mystery. Does it add anything? Maybe elasticity to our stomach or something. But
What's interesting on my end is that it, for me, kind of tastes. There's like a strange aftertaste, and I'm assuming that's probably the things like quinoa mixed with grapefruit. Like there's some different things happening there. It's a little dry because it's sour is part of that, but it's a very dry beer. Like after I drink it, I'm thirstier than I was before. So maybe that's the gimmick. You just keep drinking it, but it's a very dry. It feels like a dry hopped beer.
Yeah,
and it's not, but it does feel very dry.
I will say that I like this as an option if I was ever like, you know what, I just want to go gluten free for a while. I don't want to eat gluten. Let's just see what happens. And this is a beer. I mean, and in the place that I went to go buy mine today, there was like stouts, pale ale, India pale ale, like. There were different versions, so kind of like we discussed before, it's almost like vegan food. Like they have figured out ways to make the same flavors without having to have all the wheat or things that have gluten traditionally to, kind of mess you up.
That's fair. This brand makes a bunch. They had actually like 4 different ones where I was from this brand specifically. There's a few bigger brands that make gluten-free beers. I think one was called what did I say it was earlier? It's New Grist. New Grist is a company that makes apparently it's pretty popular. It's really good from what I've heard from people who've had it as far as a beer that is gluten-free. We didn't have that one today. We kind of went with some smaller batch stuff, things that you don't maybe see around here as much. I saw another one today at my grocery store that Anheuser-Busch makes. It was an Anheuser-Busch gluten-free beer.
Wow.
And it was just
Screw
like a
those
random.
guys.
Yeah, I didn't want to get that because I didn't want to buy like the big beer, but it was kind of packaged in this way that felt more like a craft beer. It was almost like they were tricking me a little bit, but I was like, who makes this? Oh, Anheuser-Busch. I'm not getting this one. But there are options out there for people, like even just at your local grocery store. Maybe you can get lucky and find one if you need it. But yeah, that's all I got to say about this one.
Yeah.
Good
tastes
stuff.
a little cidery to me. Like it tastes like a cider without the sugar.
Some sours get that way.
Yeah. I just
So do
think-
you drink a lot of ciders?
Yes.
Okay.
If I go to a brewery, I have to. Like, if I'm
Right.
going to a place with my friends and they're all getting beer, like, I obviously can't. So I drink cider, but I don't like cider that's super sweet. So hit or
All right.
miss.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Tessa, I stalked your LinkedIn profile.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I put a lot of hard work into that.
And I've noticed that you've been in customer service a long time.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
And Mike has been in customer service for...
A good bit. I've been at the company that me and Tessa are at right now for almost 2 years, and she started like right after I did.
Yeah.
So I noticed this really interesting company listed
Oh, God.
in your profile. It was the European Wax Center.
Yes, indeed.
Can you tell me about that?
Okay, so let me give you a little backstory here. I was just looking for a job to work while I was in college, okay?
This is starting great already.
And I was looking for actually like a spa job. I thought it would be great if I could work for a spa. I could get like discounted haircuts, pedicures, whatever, like all the stuff I love but couldn't afford. And the closest thing I could find was a waxing place. And I thought that'll be nice, whatever. A waxing place, that's fine. Get my eyebrows done, whatever. And I did not know what I was in for. Mm-hmm. I worked front desk, and you would not imagine the things that you hear and see in a waxing place, where primarily what they do is Brazilian waxes. We'll just put it out there.
Yeah.
That's the primary thing that people come to European Wax Center for.
Got to get that booty hole smooth.
You got to get the booty hole smooth. It's the front, the sides, and the back. That's how they describe it. And yeah, got to get that coochie clean. So that is what it's for. They didn't do men's Brazilians, though. They wouldn't allow that.
That's probably a
So-
smart idea.
Yeah, probably. Things get a little dicey down there.
Dudes are gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, anyway, you just heard a lot of things. I had one.
A lot of screaming.
There was some screaming. And then one time a lady came out and she goes, she was her first Brazilian wax ever. And she goes, "You didn't tell me it was going to hurt that fucking bad. My coochie got a heartbeat." And I have never forgotten her. So
She's like,
Yeah.
my coochie's like, pada, pada, pada.
I'm like, well, it's throbbing because you got hair ripped out. That's how it works.
Jesus.
And I saw people get halfway waxed and then quit and just say, "I'm done and I'm leaving." And the whole thing takes 15 minutes. It's like, why can't you just stick it out? But whatever. It's I worked for European Wax Center for a while. It was terrible. I hated it, and now I don't work there anymore. So
Well, that was
Here's Django.
a lot crazier.
of course he stopped right when he came up.
Just sniffing the mic.
Yeah, okay. So,
Buddy, go lay down. He
Yeah.
loves her.
The dog is
love you, you're
he's
great.
very excited to have someone other than us
Yeah.
with Cholula.
Hold
I
on,
would be
one.
too.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Here we go. Okay, do you remember the would you rather question I asked Jimmy? Oh, I know you do.
Yeah.
Fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about to get real crazy.
Okay.
If you've never heard the Jimmy episode.
I haven't heard the Jimmy episode, and
Okay.
I'm regretting that now.
It's a
Yeah.
wild one.
Yeah, okay, so here's the Jimmy episode. If you
Okay.
could be a fly on the wall, which would you rather see happen?
God. Okay. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay?
Okay.
Your mom giving your dad a blowjob. Or your dad getting his asshole waxed.
By your mom.
Whoa. Okay. The sad thing is I knew immediately what I would say. I didn't even really have to think about it, and
Then let's go with that. I want to know the gut.
I would rather see my dad's asshole getting waxed.
Really?
Truly and honestly, I would. I don't. Okay.
You can be completely honest.
I don't want to see my dad come to completion.
No one said you had to keep watching.
Nobody specified. I also don't want to see my dad's face of ecstasy. So yeah, I choose the asshole wax.
It's possible that there could be a face of ecstasy regardless of the situation.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the Beer Brothers.
Absolutely not. I would rather see my dad's asshole being waxed by my mom. And that's my final answer.
All right, that's
Okay.
fair. Good. You went right for it. That's great.
New beer.
Okay, I agree.
All right, the next beer.
is-
Okay.
Stop doing that.
This is not a thing we're going to be doing.
Don't do that. He loves doing that. Just make sure you're kind of up on the mic.
Okay, the next beer we're trying is Green's Discovery Gluten-Free Amber Ale. It is brewed in Le Christie, Belgium. And this one has an interesting backstory. A diagnosis of celiac disease led the founder of Green's to improved health, but also a desire for a fine, full-flavored beers. Green's Discovery Amber Ale was developed in collaboration with the respected De Prof Brewery in Le Christie, Belgium. Made from gluten-free ingredients, millet, sorghum, rice, and buckwheat, no wheat or barley, it is fermented with a classic strain of Belgian ale yeast. Sounds delicious. The taste is medium-bodied with subtle caramel and nut flavor nuances, refined herbal hop aroma, and finish.
There you go.
Love a good nut flavor.
Yeah.
Myself.
Love a good nut.
Yeah.
Love a good nut, dude.
The best. My first take of it, it's kind of sweet. Like,
I haven't tried it yet.
yeah, just go ahead and give it a sip. But it is amber in color. It's got a nice, little foam on top. But it's got like a weird sweetness to it that I'm not used to.
I really like that. I think that's great. I could drink a whole bottle of this.
Yes.
It goes down really smooth.
What do you
And the
think there,
flavor-
sir?
It's just really
Micah
nice.
looked shocked when he took a sip of this.
Okay, yeah, it is really sweet. That might be the sorghum, maybe. I'm not really sure. Like what
Sorghum is sweet.
And they're using caramel and stuff to get the amber and. But no, it's really good. That once again, kind of like the last one, aftertaste is very different than what you normally get out of beer.
Here's my thing with this being like a Belgium, like technically it's brewed in Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently brewed my own Belgian beer, whatever.
Yeah.
And they don't use a lot of traditionally they don't use a lot of hops. They don't use a lot of wheat, barley, stuff. We use some oats, but it's mostly like candied, like dark candy sugar and regular sugar and refined, it's different things. And so it's very dark in color, what I have, currently fermenting.
Yeah.
But I understand why this is probably an easy transition to not have to have gluten in it, because they use other things that are
That makes
not.
sense.
It's like they use natural sugars
Yeah.
that they've extracted to make it, rather than we're gonna just boil the shit out of a bunch of wheat and barley to get it. So it's good. It's not bad. I like I said, there's a sweetness to it that I'm just not on par with, I guess, but I like it. Especially if I couldn't drink beer regularly, I would like this a lot.
Yeah, I honestly haven't had beer in so long that I really like the way this tastes. To me, this tastes like beer. But again,
It definitely
It's been
does.
forever.
It definitely does taste like beer. There are, like I said, there's some different aftertastes that you're not used to in normal beer. So I think if you get past that, this is a really good, gluten-free makeup. Of that. I don't have really a lot of complaints about it. It does kind of taste like an amber ale. Once again, a little drier than a normal beer sort of tastes. It's almost a little bit with this one. It's almost like if wine was a brown ale. That's kind of the notes I'm getting as far as the first taste, the dryness. My mouth is very dry right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what's causing that. I don't know if that's just, yeah, that's good audio.
That's a great sound.
Yeah, just slurp into the mic a little bit more. But no, it's just different. But I think more than the last one was very sour, very, very tart. So it was hard to really get a lot of actual beer notes out of it. It was more of like a very dry juice. like sour juice is what the last one kind of had going for it. But this one is definitely more beer flavored for sure.
Also, I'm super like honored that like you're like I haven't had beer in forever, and you're on our show having beer with us.
Yeah,
So,
this is great.
It's a good
fantastic.
It's a great excuse.
Yeah,
To try out.
Great excuse to try some gluten-free beer.
I think-
All right, so we were talking in the break. Move on. Of you, first of all, I have small children.
Yeah.
I don't take it that you have small children, but you decided to go see Dora the Explorer.
I will say it was not my idea.
Okay.
It was my friend's idea. He said, I've heard it's really good. He is the type of person, though, who goes and sees every movie. And then, like, I've seen many weird movies with him. But he was like, I've heard Dora's actually really good. Dora the Explorer. And I thought, I wasn't excited to go, personally. I thought, this is a children's movie. I'm not going to like it. The humor's going to be really
look
stupid.
like garbage.
Garbage, truly. But I'm not kidding when I say I laughed out loud probably at least 10 times.
That's pretty good.
I thought it was funny. You know, it's one of those movies where it is a kid's movie, but there's some little mom and dad jokes sprinkled in there. So
like
for
if
the parents...
I feel like if you go in with low expectations, a lot of
Yeah.
times you're usually either like, yeah, I knew it, or you get pleasantly surprised.
It was really entertaining. The storyline was cohesive. The music was great in it. The actors were good at what they were doing.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like kid acting, you know, so it's a little over the top, but it
Michael
was...
Pena's in it. He's always funny.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. You remember that time we went to Gatlinburg and you got into the indoor roller coaster ride, and you got a more tattooed on your arm, right?
Oh my god!
And the Hispanic girl.
Yeah, no, it was a virtual roller coaster. One of those ones that like just you get in, and she started speaking Spanish to me, and I was like, I don't know Spanish. And she's like, you have Amor tattooed on your arm. I was like, it means. I was like, Amor is several languages, like French, Italian, Latin, Spanish. And she was like, and she was just kind of like, okay, and just like closed me into the thing. Cody's like crying, laughing, because I can't say how many times in my life
You were like, your eyes, you were just looking at her like, huh?
Wait,
That's so uncomfortable.
no habla, señor?
No hablo inglés.
Yeah. Wait, no, sorry. See, wrong one.
Wrong thing. Wrong
If you'll
thing.
believe it, nobody ever mistakes me for anything other than white. So,
You know, but
I don't know
here's
if
the
you
thing: if
believe
you went
that,
if you went to Italy though, okay, and you knew a little bit of Italian, you could fly under the radar.
I said this the other day and got in trouble for it. I said, you know, I was talking about myself and I said, well, I act this way because I'm Italian. And then I followed that up with, I don't know that for a fact, but I feel in my heart that I am. And someone got mad at me and said, you can't just say you're Italian because you feel like it.
No,
I
you
was
can.
like, yes,
You
I
could.
can. Well, because I know I'm Swedish on my mom's side, but I don't know what my dad's side is.
You got
We don't know.
23andMe that stuff.
I got a 23andMe that shit. And then I'm going to know, and then I'm going to rub it in everyone's face when I'm like 4% Italian. So we'll be back with an update, guys. Stay tuned.
Stay
All
tuned.
right.
I'm going to swab my mouth with the Q-tip real quick.
Which brings me to my next thing, which is like a social experiment. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
If you could, and like, let's say you're at a party, a bunch of friends, and you're just like, you know what? I believe in a former life I was blank. What would that be?
Oh, wow. That's a great question.
Mm.
It's like an icebreaker that you would do at a job, but one that like fucks people up.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like in a past life, I was either a mob wife or
I like this.
I was a Guido from Jersey who also stripped on the weekends, like a male stripper
okay.
Guido on
Okay.
weekends. Yeah.
Okay,
So like
I need
Polly
some
D
reasoning
at a
though.
strip club.
Polly D in a strip club, that was either me or I was a mob wife.
So you were probably from New Jersey one way or another.
One way or another, yes. And that's probably why I feel like I'm Italian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's all
but
starting to make sense.
why the Guido? Like what makes you think like that?
I don't know. I just, when I access that part of myself, it feels right. Like when I say things like, Hey, just a couple of guys being dudes. What's better than that? It feels like I've said that a million times before.
Maybe you have.
Because you have.
No,
I've heard you say it.
I mean it
in
in an ancient sense.
Oh.
I mean it. Maybe I
in
said it
the soul.
200 years ago.
Yeah.
The soul has
Did
said
Guidos
that.
exist then? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, as my past self would say. I feel that in my heart.
Okay.
When I watched Jersey Shore, I thought to myself, I'm not that far off. And I said that as a little white girl in Des Moines, Iowa. So
Yeah.
that's saying something.
That's a reach.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
or it's the
Micah,
truth.
what do you think?
In a past life,
You were blank.
I was probably like a cat that got kicked across the road.
Dude,
Stupid.
that's so sad.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I try to think about this sometimes. I'm like, man, I don't know what I probably was in a past life. That's why I feel like I was probably like a bug or something stupid.
You know
Just
what I
something
feel
really
like
dumb.
you were? I feel
What?
like you were like a lieutenant in a Chinese army. Like Mulan.
I don't know. What? Yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah.
Mongolia. You were
feel
trying to
that
fight
for
off
you.
the Mongolians.
You were in
Yeah,
a
defeat the
Chinese
Huns.
army, and you were one of the head honchos.
Do psychics do like past life stuff?
Yeah.
I want to go to a shitty psychic and
Is that
see
psychics
what
or
my,
mediums?
Oh, you can find them. We should go and do that shit
just
live.
to see what kind of dumb stuff they tell me about
Yeah.
my past life. I bet you money they'll be like, "You were a bug. You got squashed by pig man."
They're not gonna be like, you were in the Chinese
Yeah.
army.
That'd be crazy if they said that verbatim and like Tessa had no clue where we were going. I'd be pretty fucked up about
I
that.
have powers. Can you imagine if that happened to be true? I would be like, cool, I'm opening up shop.
Actually, I was a witch in a former life.
Yeah.
So fuck off.
I
Witch's
was a
kiss.
witch in a
There it
former
is.
life. I could be 3,000 years old and you'd have no idea.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
What do you think
Scary.
yours is?
I'm a Chihuahua. You know.
Honestly, I believe that.
Yeah.
I yap a lot. Love Mexican food and.
Okay. You can't base it on the
You
Taco
can't
Bell
base it
commercials.
on
No, I can. It's fine. And I might have a heart attack any moment. You know, that's real.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, Chihuahuas are not the healthiest dogs.
No, they're not, and I'm not the healthiest person. So there we go.
Well, we love self-awareness on this podcast.
Our next beer is brought to you by the New Belgium Brewing Company, this is the first time we had them on, surprisingly. But this is their gluten-y pale ale. This is their crafted to reduce gluten ale. So it's not completely gluten-free, unfortunately, but it's very low in gluten. This is what their website says. It says. There's an uprising in craft beer world, a mutiny on gluten, and the movement's invaded our brew house, demanding we finally brew uncompromised gluten-reduced pale ale fit for the most adventurous hopheads. Our response: this is gluten-y. For this new year-round release, we armed the beer with a hefty dose of exotic Equinox hops, lending breezy guava, papaya, and stone fruits to a wash of sweet, slightly herbal malt flavors. We then employed a special enzyme during the brewing process, which breaks down the gluten. Like any delicious pale ale, expect swift bitterness in the swallow and an assertively dry finish. Just how we like it. Ready to join? Taste the gluten-y.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It probably deserves a lot. Like, I feel like some of them probably need a lot, especially with a company that doesn't normally make them. They want to kind of explain their process of why they decided to finally do it. So I get it. This is a 6% on the ABV
Wow.
here. So
I'm
it's a
getting
little.
drunk.
Yeah, we usually go up throughout the
D-Rock.
show. What do you
Much
think
more.
about it?
It's more hoppy than the others. It tastes the most like beer out of
Yes.
all of these.
I agree.
It has trace amounts of gluten, which means I may have trace amounts of diarrhea.
Trace.
But-
just little.
just a little squirt here and there. I'm sorry. Don't keep that in.
Oh, definitely keeping that in.
Cool.
It's going in.
I'm disgusting.
No.
And this beer is, I don't normally like a hoppy beer, but I feel like I could drink one glass of this and I would enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like this would pair nicely with nachos. That's what my spirit's
Nice.
telling me.
That's good.
Yeah.
Your spirit is probably correct.
Yeah.
I think
that's
I'm also just hungry, so that could be it.
I'm fucking starving. I'm about to be hammered.
There's a
Well-
Taco Bell close by.
Yeah, I'm getting more tipsy by the second. So. Also means I'm getting more hungry.
Yeah. And she starts to sing more.
No,
Hey, no, that's
I
fine.
don't.
Oh,
We can sing the rest of this
This
episode.
is pretty good though. Yeah, I'm happy with this one. I if you had just given it to me at a bar and like, hey, try this new pale ale, I would not have had a clue this is a gluten reduced beer.
Yeah.
No.
Wouldn't have known at all. Now, part of that's because they do use, gluten grains in this process. They just use an enzyme to break that down and kind of cut down on that gluten. I think there's like a gluten scale. It's a ppm.
Yeah, this
So
is
one's
not.
under like it was like a 0.6 or something. It was very, very low. But
But not for people with celiac.
Yeah, not for people with celiac, but people who are gluten sensitive will wait to see.
Yeah, I'll
how
give you a
to-
review tomorrow live on Instagram.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah,
while I'm shitting.
yeah.
Just kidding.
if
I
you-
won't do that.
Yeah, that'd be weird. But no, this is pretty good.
Close friends only.
Yeah, close friends only.
Private viewing, 2:00 tomorrow. It's my premium Snapchat.
If you want to watch me shit live,
Can you imagine if I had a premium Snapchat that you had to pay for that was just me shitting?
Oh my god.
They exist.
There's got to be
somewhere.
a kink for
Oh,
that. That's
100%.
got to be a kink.
There's a kink for everything.
There's a kink for everything. Literally, you say something right now, and there's probably a kink for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lady fingers.
Somebody fucks a bag of lady fingers, and you know that.
Oh yeah.
Cooked.
Dips them in espresso and fucks the shit out.
Dips him in espresso. Literally gets it all like tiramisu,
Tiramisu,
style,
yeah.
and just fucking goes in. You know that's true. Honestly, probably wouldn't be that bad.
No, if it was warm, probably be pretty good.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't tell you for a fact because I don't have the equipment, but I would imagine not that bad.
Comfortable.
89.6,
And delicious.
Yeah, comfortable and delicious.
Who doesn't like tiramisu?
Ooh, what's next on the
I
dock?
don't
On the
fucking
docket?
know where
Wait,
we just
did
came from.
you talk about the beer?
No,
Do you have
okay,
any
so
comments?
I'll just be real quick about it. It's actually the most beer-like beer that we've had
Yeah, for
as
sure.
far as gluten-free or gluten excluded
Reduced, yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it's very much pale ale, very much a a beer that I could have a lot of.
Yeah.
If I was out
for
somewhere, be like, this is delicious, I love it.
Yeah.
I'd share it with people or tell them like, this is a good beer if you like pale ale. So it's
Yeah, that's good.
It's
I
New
like
Belgium.
it.
I kind of don't expect anything less of them.
Yeah,
They
they're really good.
they should know what they're doing at this point. They're pretty big, so they're almost on the verge. Okay,
All right.
so you being from Iowa, I got
Yeah.
a question for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, ready?
Here we go. Outside of corn,
Okay.
Okay.
Love how this
Okay,
started.
fuck you, but all right.
Yeah, fuck
outside
off.
outside the flatlands and corn and just the boring views that are in Iowa.
I don't think you've been to Iowa.
I'm kidding. Anyway,
I'm not actually getting
How do you feel about
defensive right now.
Slipknot?
Oh, well, I will tell you something interesting.
Okay,
I used to work with, hopefully she's not listening, fingers crossed.
we don't care. If she
I
is.
used to work, no, I don't actually give a shit. I used to work with a girl, won't say her name, who was the daughter of one of the members of Slipknot. She was insane. Yeah, she didn't. So at one point, I was a third key manager. It was a retail store.
Okay.
I was a third key manager there, so like the lowest of managers, but still I had to manage some people.
Okay.
And she didn't show up for work one day when I was like on shift, and so I called her, being
She
like,
was a family member
"Where the
of
hell
somebody
are you?"
from Slipknot.
Slipknot,
Okay.
yeah. So I give her a
Daughter.
call, being like, "Hello,
Was it Boner Nose's
where are
kid?
you?" And then she was just like,
Joey Jordan's.
"Oh, I'm in the hospital," but then didn't tell me why. Didn't really give me any follow-up there, and then was back at work the next day totally normal. So I think she was just a little bit out of her mind. She was also like having a mental breakdown at most times. So I don't know if it was Slipknot that caused that or bad parenting. But either way.
But then that would still be Slipknot that caused it.
Yeah, because, I mean.
They put out a new album recently.
Really?
You know?
Do you guys, have
They're
you guys
still
listened
doing
to it?
stuff?
I've listened to it, yeah.
How was it?
Actually, you know what? For being a new metal band, Slipknot is the shit. I'm sorry.
Okay,
They
I
are
think so,
aggressive
too.
as hell. So one of my best friends is a bus driver for like celebrities, and he drove them
Oh.
specifically at one point.
Oh.
And he's driven a lot of people from Kenny Chesney to Jay-Z to he's actually with the Backstreet Boys right now.
Sick.
I think.
Wow.
And he's seen a lot of people, and he's like, a lot of people are shit. They don't treat people well. He's like, Slipknot honestly was one of the most family-friendly bands that he had ever
That's crazy.
seen. Like, they actually wanted, like, they enjoyed their family being there. They didn't do a lot of partying. It wasn't like he gave me the story of Disturbed about how they would have, like, hookers on their bus.
God damn.
Yeah, and he gave me a wretched story about this one hooker that was like, you know, just completely naked and just like doing whatever she wanted with all the guys that were in there, and like threw up on one guy, and then another guy was like, "Oh, give me some of that," kind of thing.
No, it was a kink.
There's a king for everything.
Yeah, he also told me this story about one celebrity that had this weird like sex fetish of food. It was like he wanted to have sex on food, so he went to Dunkin' Donuts.
George Costanza.
Yeah, but this is a lot weirder. Okay, he was like, "Hey, there's a Dunkin' Donuts 10 miles up the road. I want you to go to that Dunkin' Donuts." He's like, "Okay, it's 24 hours." They pull over. The guy, first of all, before he gets off the bus, hands him a bag full of Coke and just shoves it into his pocket. And it's like, "Hold this for me." And he's like, "Okay, I'll just hold it."
No.
He goes in. The guy comes back with 200 jelly-filled donuts to throw into his bed.
No.
And just has sex all over the donuts. Like,
there is a kink for everything.
yeah,
Holy
exactly.
shit.
And my friend had to clean it up.
No.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. That's
At
when you
that
have too
point-
much money.
Yeah, at
That's-
that point you're just doing
I
shit
mean, was
to
he
be
paid well?
excessive.
Was he paid well? Were they cream filled? Sorry. Was he paid
Jelly
well?
filled.
Sorry. Was he
They
paid-
were
Did
cream
he
filled
eat 'em?
after the fact.
They were
for
jelly filled
sure.
before. They were cream filled after.
Cream
Sorry.
filled after.
Yeah, no, he was paid well, and he also charged the shit out of him
Yeah.
for those. But, okay, so I know, you know, Iowa, Slipknot,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Doing some digging on your social media.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
you have
he stalked the shit
a
out of you. It was
religious
really
background.
I do have a religious background.
Okay, that's
do.
I think it's probably very similar to what me and Micah were raised in.
Probably, yeah. I also had a semi-big family, not as big as yours, but 4 kids, and we're all very close.
Yeah.
We honestly, circling back here, act like a big Italian family. And
She's an Italian.
well, because I might be. And we went to church every Sunday. I was in youth group every Wednesday.
Mhm.
Yep.
I've seen some crazy things. I didn't grow up in Pentecostal church, but boy, have I been to some.
Yeah.
And it's bizarre. Have you guys ever heard of being drunk in the spirit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Slain in the spirit, drunk in the spirit, baptized in
I
the
had
spirit.
a girl come up to me one time at this crazy church I went to. I won't say where it was, but I will never go back there. I went like 2 or 3 times, and the last time I was scarred. But she came up to me and she was like, "Oh, I'm so drunk in the spirit. I don't even know if I can drive." And I was just like... I was like,
That's
wow.
One of the best things
She said, "I don't
heard.
even know if I can drive." I said, "You better figure that shit out, because I'm not giving you a ride home. I don't know your crazy ass."
She drives home. A cop pulls her over. "Ma'am, do you know how fast you were going?" "I don't know,
I'm
officer.
drunk in the spirit.
I'm drunk in the spirit." "All right, we're gonna have to give you a breathalyzer." "You blew a 666. What the fuck?"
You should be dead.
Yeah, you should be dead. You should be dead and in hell right now.
The last time
She looks up, I am dead inside.
she's like actually
Yeah,
possessed.
yeah. We gotta go. We gotta do this.
Wait, I need to prove to him really quick.
We've been recording the whole time.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me. I have to edit all of this out. I really appreciate
You're
it.
not going to edit all of it out. You're going to keep some
Thank
of
you for
these
forcing me to
gems.
work more.
Which Spanish accent is sexiest?
Okay, I gotta
This
get
is
this.
important.
Guys, I gotta get to this beer. Please. I'm begging you to let me get this fucking beer.
You are going to have to trust me.
What I
We're
love about this is that, like, I'm, like, just go, like, letting
Yeah.
it happen. And you're like, there's a
we,
time.
there's
Wait,
a time limit.
Production.
Yeah, I'm producing. This is what I do. Can we? It's like when
Listen.
it's like when you
Hey,
hear.
motherfucker,
It's like when somebody's like, "Oh, my producer's telling us we can't do that." That's like what I'm.
That's what's
I'm that
happening
guy
right now. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Go ahead and,
Tessa,
like, you
we
can cut
we
out all of her
discuss
audio.
this later.
Okay, but I'm right.
All right. We're on the last beer, guys.
Final beer. Actually, the best beer that I've had so far. Go
This
ahead.
beer is made by Estrella Dam, out of Barcelona, Spain.
It's Barcelona.
Barcelona, Spain.
As Mike Tyson would say. Go ahead.
España.
That's how she. Well, yeah.
Barcelona.
Yeah. And I tracked down some notes. I found their website. It took a couple of different Google combinations to figure out what it was, but it's damm.com. That's where they post about this beer. This is the Dara gluten-free beer. It's just a regular old lager. All right, tasting notes. Dara is a golden color with shades of amber and slight hints of green. It is clean and sparkling. The head is cream-colored and long-lasting. The abundant bubbles are delicate and lively. The generous aroma is of fresh spices. The flavors of toasted grains add to the beer's personality. The mouthfeel is smooth thanks to the
I
fine
bet it
bubbles.
is.
Thanks to the fine bubbles. Dara
Velvety.
is a fresh tasting beer with a lively acidity. The finish is bitter, as it should be in beer, and long lasting. This is a 5.4% ABV, 26 on IBU, and this is a lager.
I want to get back to the creamy head that you were talking about.
I just glazed right over that.
Because I heard you say that, and
Glossed right over that bad boy.
that's inappropriate.
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and jump out here. This is the best beer of the day.
For sure.
You know, I know we have kind of that note at the end or whatever, but
Yeah,
this thing
calling it now.
is gold.
The
It
other
is
beers,
so good.
the other beers were not bad, but this is a fucking beer. This tastes like beer. This is good. It's malty. It tastes
Clean,
I mean,
smooth.
good lord.
It is the other beers. All of them, I will say, while they were good, they had kind of this weird off flavor. Like you
Yeah.
didn't know what. Like
Yeah,
there's something strange about it. But this one is great.
Yeah, the last one was a great pale ale. Honestly, I like the last
Yeah, it
one.
wasn't
a lot, too.
bad, but this is
This
way
one,
better.
they killed it. It's kind of perfect. It is. I think the ppm, which is that gluten scale, is 3. So it's even lower than the last one. The last one was 6.
You're not gonna shit so much, Tessa.
Yeah, you're gonna
Oh,
shit a little
thank
less
God.
after this one, Tessa.
I just
no,
want to shit a little.
I like it a lot. It's really good. This is just a solid beer in general. Like I would drink this all the time. And
Yeah, I think if you gave this to someone who didn't know that it had the gluten removed, they would have no idea.
yeah, no clue.
It tastes just like what I remember beer to taste like.
Well, there you go.
Like I could drink this with a piece of pizza. It'd be great.
Oh, it'd be
Yeah.
perfect.
It'd be delicious.
So a note that I wanted to address. This is great. This is just a classic lager. It tastes like a classic lager. There's nothing crazy about this beer. It's really good. Very simple. Some gluten-free beers are a little pricey. For instance, I bought the 4-pack of 16-ounce Glutenbergs. They were about $12 for that 4-pack.
Yep.
So a little pricey. The single bottle of the greens that I bought
$8, right?
was $6.99.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one bottle that was a little over a
like
pint.
one
It was
pint.
like 17 ounces for
You
one.
gotta really want a beer for that one.
Yeah, for real. Like I don't understand. What was the price of the other one you had? The New Belgium. That's
The
probably
New Belgium
normal,
was $10.99.
right? Okay, so a little pricey for craft for beer, but not bad for craft
No.
beer.
That's normal. That's in line.
That's what I'm saying. Pricey for beer, not bad for craft beer.
No. Yeah.
Exactly. Pretty normal for craft beer. This was only $9, right?
$9.99.
$9.99 for a craft gluten-free lager at a 5.4%.
I mean, it's a craft, but it's also an award-winning. Like, this is a thing. Like, this thing is good.
It's pretty freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I think this is great. I think this is a great option for people who love beer but have to give up gluten, which is just, it sucks because you start to realize your options are more limited and some things just aren't going to taste as good or they're not going to be the same. But I think if you're like a big fan of beer and you can't have gluten, this is a great option because you wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah.
Like, I really wouldn't know.
Yeah, if you have celiacs, like this, so
isn't
these
for you.
last two beers were not really in that category. Of the first two beers, I would have picked the Amber Ale from Greens, even though it was expensive. If you're going for price, honestly, and you have celiacs, just from what I can tell so far, we didn't try New Grist. We might try that another time if we have Tessa back on, which we probably will. And yes, you got in. Yes. No, but we can do another gluten-free episode. We can try some different ones, and we'll get New Grist in here and see how that is.
Yeah.
Of the two gluten-free beers we have, stick to not beer. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think you go for a cider.
Or do some
Or just
ciders
like
or some mixed
tequila
drinks. Yeah,
or
something like some
wine.
some vodka or whatever.
Yeah, it's not worth it at that point, especially if you're spending so much on it.
It's the price.
It's
That's
not
the
worth
biggest
it.
thing.
I think if you don't have celiac disease, you're okay with getting a little shitty. Then go for these
This last one-
glutinous beers,
Yeah.
whatever they're called.
Like trace amounts of gluten.
Yeah.
The Dara Dom is super fucking
This
good.
Gluten
fucks.
is good by New Belgium.
This fucks.
If you do have celiacs and you're just like, I don't want to fuck with the beer, whatever, Diskin is the shit.
Oh, yeah, the cider is
the way to
great.
go with that.
They have a
Tiki
dry.
Tonic, Local AF,
Yeah.
like they've got a whole thing going, and they're good.
Yeah, they're great, and they've got a dry cider that tastes. I think it's called Bob's Your Uncle. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
it.
And it's a dry cider that really does. It does have. It's like reminiscent of beer, so it's a good option.
If there was one celebrity you could just punch in the face, who would it be?
Oh my gosh,
It's a lot of power.
that's a lot of power.
And like you could just punch and just like I don't know,
I know
you're just
who
like
it is.
I just want to punch him in the face.
I know
don't
who
care.
it is.
Who is it?
And this might be a questionable decision for some people, but do you guys know the singer Halsey?
Yeah.
Dude, I would fucking deck her.
Okay, one.
She irritates me so much. First of all, I think her voice is terrible. Completely awful. If you've ever listened to her singing live,
I didn't like her. She's pretty
atrocious. No, you need to listen to her live. She cannot hold a pitch.
Okay, all right.
I also honestly would punch Taylor Swift in the face. I would.
Really?
Yes,
Nice.
I would.
Okay.
It's a
She
long
is
reach,
so
though.
dramatic. Yeah, she's tall. She's
got a reach.
She's so dramatic, and I don't know. She just drives me insane. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else I would
I don't think
punch.
Taylor's ever going to hear this, but we're from the same town. Taylor, it's okay. This is just hypothetical.
Yeah,
I don't
she's
it.
making. Listen, she's making millions.
She's
of dollars.
fine.
She's doing
She
great.
can take a punch in the face. She'll
She
be
could.
fine.
She
All the
might fight
Swifties
back.
might come after us.
You guys know Ben
They
Shapiro?
won't do anything. Oh yeah.
I would punch him in the face.
He's not even a celebrity. He's a douche.
Yeah, he kind of is.
He's a
though.
celebrity. If people know him outside
He's like a
of...
Tommy Lahren type.
I don't
you know?
consider anybody who's like a political opinionist a fucking celebrity.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They might technically be in the sense of the term. I don't consider that like
Okay.
A-list celebrity. I'm talking about like
A-list
give me a
celebrities,
celebrity.
I
like
would
John
punch.
Boyd. You're gonna punch John Boyd?
No, I wouldn't.
Nicolas Cage. I would punch Nicolas
you
Cage in the
serious? Why
face.
would
I
you
don't
punch
trust
that
him.
guy?
I don't
He
trust
sucks
He's a
him.
already.
national treasure.
No, don't say that. I don't trust him.
Died on that.
Like, choking. Go ahead.
It was not funny enough to choke on.
No. I swear.
It doesn't
it's
take
like-
him much.
I
No, I
don't
didn't.
trust him. I don't trust Nicolas Cage. I don't care what you say. He's on my list of people I don't trust.
Okay.
Do you need to stop?
We're good. We're good.
Take another sip.
Wait, what number is he on people I don't trust? Number... I think he's
You got
number
a
2.
list?
I got a
Yes,
list.
I think
What
he's number
was-
2.
Okay, who's number 1?
Adults with braces.
Adults with braces?
Yeah, they're hiding. They have secrets. They
Okay,
absolutely have secrets.
Pause for
Okay.
a second.
Maybe they were poor when they were
All right,
younger.
I am
Listen,
okay
I
with my
know-
teeth. We're gonna go over this real quick.
Okay.
I am confident in my teeth. I like my teeth, but my teeth are crooked as shit. So much so, like, look at them. Like,
Okay.
okay, they're crooked, and I've got chips and whatever.
Sure.
And if I was ever like, you know what, I just want to look a little better, I could do that. But
Wouldn't trust you.
okay, all right.
Listen,
That's fair.
you got a mouthful of metal and you're above 18. Don't trust you. There's something. No, that's not counting Invisalign.
They do
That's
have
not
like
counting
Smile Club
Invisalign.
Direct and Invisalign.
If you have
I don't
Invisalign,
think this is gonna help me.
that's fine. If you have the metal braces, I don't trust you. So then it's adults with braces, Nicolas Cage, and people who don't like me.
Okay. Also, hold on. Okay.
They have bad taste if they don't like me.
What if they got their crooked teeth from like an accident? Okay, and they were just like, man, that just fucked me up.
An accident?
Like
What
a,
accident would
like a
do
car
that?
crash and an airbag hits you in the face and your teeth just.
Your teeth don't do that.
Okay,
One might fall out, but you
I'm
get
gonna
an
give you a
implant.
real world. Like this happened to me. I don't think this is why my teeth are crooked, but it happened. Okay, I was maybe 6, 7. Fell out of the bed. Had my adult teeth at this point, and fucking got hung up. Okay, had a bunk bed. I was sleeping on the top bunk. Fell off the bed and got hung by my teeth.
Oh
That's right. My face hurts now.
my gosh.
Yeah,
face
got
hurts.
hung by my damn teeth.
That's horrifying.
I don't think that's why they're crossed, because I think that just had to do
No.
with like whatever.
That's not
But
why.
it happened because of the structure of my mouth.
And then butt teeth hanging on.
All right, so if someone had like a facial like structure problem, like would you just be like, you know what? I get it. Okay, you're an adult. You can afford it. As our parents, we
I
had
don't
7
know.
kids in our family. My parents would be like, you can have braces. You cannot, you ugly motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's basically the younger ones got braces, the older ones were
Listen,
screwed.
I
Yeah.
got my braces for free, so I can't.
Okay.
But only because my dad was very sick at the time, and the dentist was a very good person who was like, it's on us. So it was a very
That's
sweet
crazy.
thing. But had my dad, had we just not been able to afford it and they were going to charge us, I would have been an adult with braces. But I'm not.
And
so
then you couldn't judge anybody.
That's true. It would be a
I can do whatever I want anyway.
All right. Well,
Talk about something that you were into or that you find important and that you want to promote to the 5 that we have.
Great. So first of all, my Instagram, it's I am Tessa J. Look me up. I'm also following the Beer Brothers podcast, as you should be, on Instagram, so you can always search me there. I do music. I'm writing an EP right now, so you won't hear anything from me for several months, but you can check out my covers that I did on YouTube. I did a cover of Cherry Wine by Hosier recently, so if you're into that, look it up. If you're not, whatever, go fuck yourself. But I'm really glad to be on the show. I'm so grateful that I was asked to be on here because I think that this is so fun and these guys are so funny. So
of course. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and go follow Tessa on Instagram. And if you have other suggestions or gluten-free beers that you want to ask about, you can hit us up on Instagram or email us at beerbrotherspodcast@gmail.com. Other than that, I think we are done for the day.
So subscribe to this podcast, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right.
Do
I'm
it.
Micah.
I'm Cody.
I'm Tessa.
This is the Beer Brothers. Good night.
See you later.
Bye.